Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Festus Challenge Anvil Division. We are in week number 7. We have just this week and next week left to go between all these teams to determine who's going to go on and be seeded where into the playoffs. I am, of course, Imagine, as you should all know by now. With me today is myself, because I don't have a co-caster. I do hope Sir Morty is alright. He has been my co-caster basically all season. However, he was missing today, and so I hope everything's fine with him. Could just be internet down or something like that. It happens, guys. So, after a rather riveting first match that ended up in a 0-0 tie, we are now moving into our second matchup of the day between the Art of Warfare and the Merry Men. And as you can tell in the standings, Merry Men have to win if they have any notion of getting into the gold playoffs. They have to win, and basically Cake has to lose. That's kind of how it's going right now. That having been said, they are facing the Art of Warfare, who is so far 0-5. Not very good odds for the Art of Warfare. They do want to break through though, and I give them props for making sure that they're showing up every week. You know, it's very easy in this game to get disheartened. To be like, oh man, we're just losing. But they have been here and they have been fighting their tail off every week. So all the props to the Art of Warfare. We are, of course, going to be on a Duel at Dawn, and so I do not believe we will have another game like the first one, as Duel at Dawn is a tiny map, and that forces a lot of engagements. And what do you get when a lot of engagements happen? You get a lot of kills. So I do not predict a 0-0 tie. I do not even predict any sort of a tie. I do think this will happen quick, dirty, fast, and rather spectacular deaths will happen. Now, what can we say about Duel at Dawn? Duel at Dawn is the only map in the pool which you can spawn anywhere. So most maps you have a red spawn and a blue spawn, and when you die you have to pick a place in your own area to respawn. But on Duel at Dawn you can respawn anywhere, and so what that means on a map this small is that basically wherever you died, once your counter is down, I think it's I want to say 20 seconds, once it's down, you can respawn anywhere basically on the map. You can either choose to respawn far away and collect yourself, or if you really want, you can respawn right back into the fight. Let's say you were in this really intense dogfight with an opposing ship, and you know you did a decent amount of damage to them, but you died, and they're still fighting the other ship on the other team on your team. Well, you can pop right back into that fight, and what can you get? You can get a quick kill because you're right behind them. That happens in this match and on this map. And hopefully that's the kind of stuff we'll see today in this matchup between the Art of Warfare and the Merry Men. Of course, Merry Men being my own team, so I will be incredibly hard on them if they do not completely play perfectly, because that is the kind of caster I have to be. Guys, best to win this. Of course, I would also love to see the Art of Warfare pick up their first win of the season. It would be an incredibly big morale booster to them going into the Silver League playoffs. I just don't want to happen against my personal team. But that having been said, we are going to get into this matchup in just a few moments here, about a minute or so. And we will see what goes on once we do. We have Galleon actually showing up on the Art of Warfare side. We have seen a few Galleons, and we've got a Galleon Pyramidion, which is a goldfish Pyramidion. Pyramidions, of course, being probably the most used ships. I think there were some stats at some point given out where it was like 67 of the games, or there have been 67 Pyramidions taken, and like any other ship was just hadn't even been 20 of them taken overall, like of all the ships taken in matches so far. Something ridiculous. Pyramidon's being very, very sturdy ship. Alright, let's get a quick rundown of ships here because we're going to get in some quick action. We've got the Imoto Surprise. That is Hunter's ship. It's got a Lumberjack and a Hwacha on one side, assisted by a Banshee up top, a flamethrower on, or sorry, flare gun on the side, with double Hwacha on the other side. And on the Blitz Strike, we've got a Gatling mortar up front. That's Sheemzilla's ship, with a flamethrower and light carronade on the side. And on the end, I got shot, captained by Rear Admiral Zill. We've got a Gatling mortar Mid-Midian with a flare gun and a mortar on the side. That's an interesting mortar. Not sure what's doing there. And of course, we have the Messerschmitt, captained by Skyraider. It's a Blenderfish. It's got a heavy carronade up front with a flamethrower and a Banshee on the side. So these two Merryman ships are definitely going to want to get all up into the face of these. The Messerschmitt is here to take that galleon down, to grind it into the ground. And the And I Got Shot will be here to finish everything off. And so far, we're getting some spots down already. Lumberjack shots going into the Messerschmitt. Actually, a lot of shots going into the Messerschmitt here. And that Goldfish is definitely taking the worst of this. Armor already down. Will mortar shots follow it up? Yes, it does, but too late. But armor down once again. And Messerschmitt already losing half of the permanent damage there. Already more damage on it than last match in total. Messerschmitt is getting absolutely pounded here. Just got way ahead, and now finally the End I Got Shot gets into the back of the Blitz Strike. Messerschmitt just doing whatever it can to survive at this point. Drops down low, lets the Gatling go all up in its balloon, and that's going to do absolutely nothing while that Hwacha shots works on the End I Got Shot. But so far, only, I think, one gun on the End I Got Shot has been disabled, and now it is back up. Messerschmitt is recovering as well. More Hwacha coming into the back of the End I Got Shot. All it does is knocks out the side guns. That does nothing. Blitz Strike armor down, and the End I Got Shot will follow it up with that deadly mortars. Down goes a Blitz Strike to the End I Got Shot. Messerschmitt working on the Imoto Surprise here. And just riding him into the ground. And really the unfortunate part there for the Art of Warfare side is they could just not disable the End I Got Shot enough. They couldn't disable the engines. They couldn't disable the front guns. Even with so many Hwacha shots going on, the Imoto Surprise was just not able to get the correct components disabled. That led to the Blitz Strike's death. Now getting also ground into the ground as the Imoto Surprise. Blitz Strike has respawned right behind the Messerschmitt and can take him out if he can connect a little bit more effective with those shots. Messerschmitt is backing up here. The Imoto Surprise is still has lost all its balloons, so it cannot really assist in this. Blitz Strike working on that Goldfish, trying to get that armor down. Is down. Will he be able to take it out? That nice ram by the Blitz Strike stayed out, but that actually leaves his armor completely exposed, and here comes the mortar shots, but not quite enough from Blitz Strike there, almost taking him down. We got a 1-1 tie, however, and I got shot right up in the flates of Blitz Strike, but all of the guns on And I Got Shot just gets disabled. However, the ram from And I Got Shot takes out the Blitz Strike. Let's see what the Imoto Surprise can pull off here. Trying to continually disable the And I Got Shot. Messerschmitt has respawned. They are both facing into the side of that galleon. More shots going off, and I Got Shot. Trying to take down those front guns. A little bit too high there, a little bit too low there. Way too low there now, and Messerschmitt now getting into the face of the Imoto Surprise, and this might be the end of the galleon. Now let's see, where did the Blitz Strike respawn? They respawn next to the And I Got Shot, and I Got Shot is living up to his namesake, but might be getting the better of the Blitz Strike anyway. Which one of these ships will lose their armor first? So far, neither of them have. They will do a little bit of colliding here, possibly as that Gatling starts going once again, and Blitz Strike loses his armor, and oh, that ram is unfortunate. Knocks his armor up, but follow-up little bump actually knocked the And I Got Shot's arc off as well. Still, Blitz Strike getting the worst of this. Messerschmitt, in the meantime, has finished off Imoto Surprise, and now between the two sides, getting sandwiched here. That Pyramidion will go down as well, and that is a quick 4-1 lead here for the Merry Men. They are looking quite fantastic. It is time for the Art of Warfare to try to regroup somewhere. Whew, man, that was some quick action going on there. A lot of response. That's, as I mentioned, once you die, you can get back into there. And really, the unfortunate thing for the Art of Warfare that has happened so far is the disables that have gone into the end I got shot have not been effective. They've knocked out a few side guns. They got them nice once, where they knocked out all the guns. The problem was that the blitz strike at that point was at very, very low health already, and all it took was just a little nose bump from the end I got shot to finish the Pyramidian off. That is not to say that the Art of Warfare is out of this, however. If they can get some good Watcher shots down, this can still do a lot of damage. I still don't know about the decision to take the Lumberjack on that side. I personally would have maybe liked to see a Carronade on the Emoto Surprise instead of that Lumberjack, because they haven't been able to keep the Merry Men team from approaching like this. And it's very hard to do on this map. As we mentioned, it is quite small, and oh no, Emoto Surprise, you got to be extremely careful here. There's just one kill left for the Merry Men here, otherwise you are gonna be going down. That armor is getting stripped. Balloon already down. A huge Watcher barrage. But yeah, it does take down all the guns on the Messerschmitt, so nice Watcher there. However, now that leaves the Blitz Strike to be pounded into the end. They got shot. Nice rams there by Zeal. Gonna continue following this up with the mortars, and down goes the red ship, and Merry Men pull this one out with a 5-1 victory. So they do win the match that they had to win. It is really hard fought by the Order of Warfare, and I know these two teams have been scrimming against each other quite a lot recently, so both these teams definitely know each other's tendencies. The Merry Men are, however, able to pull this matchup out and do move on to pick up another victory. So great job by them, and very well fought by the Art of Warfare. However, just coming up short once more. They definitely had their chances to pick up a few more kills, but just not able to do so in the end. So that puts Merry Men at a 4-2 record and puts the Art of Warfare down at an unfortunate 0-6. They've not been able to pull off a victory yet. They have been seeming to get better every week, however. But in this case, they were not able to pull off the victory, as I've mentioned before. So let's take a quick gander at what's going to be coming up next.